Hey guys, and welcome back to another video, and welcome to everyone that is new to the channel after the video last night with the Godfather and how the response to that went. I'm sort of blown away a little bit to a certain extent, but anyway, in this video we'll be going through and tipping opening round. It is only 2 games, so this one will be a shorter video, I guess, and then everyone after that will be probably more sort of upgraded, but I do need to show the ESPN tipping, I guess, competition and show you guys the link to that so that you can jump on board there and join me in the tipping comp. But anyway, let's just jump into this video here. So as you can see, a relatively simple competition on ESPN Footytips. It'll just be under the usual YouTube name or brand, I would say, and then the links there, I'll put that link in the description as well of this video. If you're listening on Spotify, then it'll be there as well alongside if you're watching this on YouTube. So anyway, let's get into the tips, and one sec, let me just tip now. Here we go. So only 2 games, so there's not much to talk about in this video, to be honest. We got Hawthorn Sydney tonight at the SCG, and this one is about as even as you can get it. Even though a lot of teams going Sydney, I can actually look at the AFL.com. I'll look at the team lineups, because we do have those, especially for Sydney. the only, well, with these 2 games, the only ones that we really need to know are who's going to be a sub. I suspect it's going to be one of I suspect Hanley or Adams for Sydney, and for Hawthorn, or you'd have to expect it's not going to be Frost. It's probably going to be McGuinness or McKenzie, you'd expect, given Amon and McDonald are best 22 players. So those 2, you get it down to a choice of 2 on both sides there. Sydney they do have Brody Grundy and Tom Papley pull up fit. One thing I do like about Sydney is they've gone to the 2 key position players, and they are sort of waiting on Logan McDonald's fitness so that they can probably put Tom McCartan back and add a little bit more height into the side, but they don't want to give away, they don't want to just add height for and give away sort of quality in terms of a Francis or a Hamling or someone like that, it seems like. So that's why, and also McLean at the moment, who looks not 100%, I don't think. So that's why they've sort of gone with this smaller lineup. We are also predicting Sydney weather. Let's just go here. I think it's supposed to rain on if we go here, shower or 2. Forecast for the rest of Friday, showers, and then we have, Saturday, Sunday showers as well. So that Sunday game could get very, very wet at NG Stadium. But yes, Swan, 7:40 p.m. at the SCG tonight against Hawthorn. Probably not going to rain, but both teams going for a awfully small, I would say, lineup in terms of their forward line. If you look at it here, Nash, Morrison, Nick Watson, Will Day, Marbiel Chol and Ginnivan, and then on the bench they have no tall forwards. So their second tall is Connor Nash, and Sydney's second tall is Tom McCartan, and the third tall is Will Hayward and Will Day, I would almost put it as. So yeah, very, very smaller lineups. You could obviously put James Sicily in the forward line, but then you'd probably put Connor Nash on the wing or something like that. So just awfully small forward lines for both sides, and Sydney not as tall up down back, which could be a little bit of a handy thing given the conditions here, as it's been sort of on-off raining for the last day or 2. So there's that. And just in terms of who has the better quality, Heaney, Rowbottom and Warner. So that's still a strongish midfield without Mills or obviously Gordon. I think one of the areas that Sydney probably could have withstood an injury or 2 was to the midfield mix of Heaney, Warner, Rowbottom, with Mills not being, well, I mean, he wasn't there most of last year anyway. And then I think also on the wing as well, they had Lloyd, McInerney, Ollie Florent, alongside the likes of James Jordan. So yeah, you just got a lot of wingers there that can potentially play. Wingers and small forwards, they probably have enough sort of options there to withstand an injury or two, and so they were lucky that was probably the area that got hit. If Grundy didn't pull up, then that would have been a little bit more awkward, I feel like. I'm surprised that they probably didn't go with their secondary ruck at the same time, like a McLean or a Laddams, just to help out Grundy, who might not be 100% fit. And then you've got also, with the Hawks, they're very much a small team as well with, as I said, with the tools up forward and down back. Their third tall, I think, is Scrimshaw. Yeah, Scrimshaw and Scrimshaw and Weddle are sort of those tools down back that are the extra, that are third tall, I would say. How tall is Scrimshaw? Let's just look at that, 194. So he is a tall, and Weddle's like, I think 191 or something, somewhere around that range. Let's just look at that, 191, yeah. So looking at this for Sydney versus Hawthorn, I still think Sydney's going to win. I still think they will win, and I just remember that I probably need to actually write these down for you all, but I'll just write them down on a small piece of paper here. Sydney probably is going to beat Hawthorn by, well, I'd say 10 or so points. I think it will be a close one at the SCG. Both sides missing some players. If we just go here and go to the injury list and open that in a new tab here and show this off. If we go to Sydney, you'll see we'll go to Hawthorn first because they're first on here. Hawthorn, Blank, Butler, Deer. So Deer and Lewis both out, and obviously CJ didn't get up. So that is major news in terms of the forward line. And then for Sydney, you'll see Bowman doesn't really matter. Cunningham was sort of replaced by Patton and Witts anyway. Detoli was probably going to be in Hanley's spot. Will Edwards wasn't going to play. Robbie Fox would probably have been sub. Brady Grundy obviously got up. Errol Gordon is probably 8 to 10 weeks, I would think, at least still away. Logan McDonald 5 weeks away or near enough to bye also after the bye. Callum Mills sort of around the same range as well. Papley got up, and then Snell as well. So you can kind of see the depth players or the development players kind of went down, I would say, in terms of Edwards, Detoli, Bowman, Snell, etc. all going down. And then you have a couple of key players, I would say. But still, I'm going to go Sydney, maybe in a little bit of a bias, by, I think, 11 points. And then, obviously, we have the cancellation due to the cyclone of this game. And this game probably would have been rough, to be honest with you, with what we're seeing from the cyclone. Yes, this game would have played out last night with heavy winds, but I think this game, given the cyclone's supposed to to hit landfall on Saturday night, I believe it is, then this game would have been rough to be played at that point. Then we got GWS versus Collingwood, and I don't know what the hype around GWS is, to be honest with you. I said it in my predictions video yesterday. They've lost 3 key back-end players in terms of best 22 players that are just sort of depth in terms of Peatling, Perryman and Cumming, and they have no Tom Green. Obviously, this is stacked. Well, it's actually, the odds are for Collingwood to win, but people are favouring GWS. But, you've got no Tom Green. If we just look at, where is it? Is it this one here? Nope. Get rid of this one, and then this one here. Then we go up to GWS. You'll see here, Angwin out, Faye suspended, Fonte suspended, Gothard a test, but I don't think he got selected, did he? Let's just go down here. I don't think Gothard got selected. No, didn't get selected there anyway. So must have not got up. Tom Green out, Hogan out, McMullen suspended, Riccardi suspended, Logan Smith out, Jake Stringer out, and then Harvey Thomas also suspended. They've got half their team out. What are we doing here? Their back line is the same. Their midfield is all right, but their wingers are a little bit not really that good. Then they've got a forward line that's all right, but they've got Keith playing. And then just look at their bench as well. If you look at their on-ball brigade, it's not good as well. You've got Cornelio, who's past it. Callum Ward's in his last year, and then you've got Finn Callahan, who could break out, but it feels like he should probably be a winger and O'Halloran on ball. Then you got Angrove hasn't played a game of footy. Grzeski's played 2 or 3. Connor Stone, who's played, I think, like 6 games of footy, but barely played a full game. Hannaford on debut if he does get up. Leek Alear is another tall. James Leek hasn't played senior footy. Callum Brown's pretty good, and then Ware. So their bench is just so weak that if one of these guys goes down, and they've got to cop this for 2 or 3 weeks. Whereas Collingwood basically, other than DeGoey, have, I'm pretty sure, a full health. Let's just look at it. Cochrane wasn't going to play. Mason Cox wasn't going to play. DeGoey out. Harvey Harrison. Dan Houston suspended round 1. Round 0 does sort of suck. Tom Mitchell probably wasn't going to play, and then Smith and Steen. So they have an extra Houston and DeGoey out of their best 22, whereas GWS have a lot more out. And Collingwood also got, I think, better in the off season for the short term at least. So that's why I'm going Collingwood. They're the premiership favourite for me at the moment, just because they don't get injuries. Like, you're going to have to go in and also Houston come back in a little bit. So I think that they're going to do really well, and I'm going to go Collingwood by 15 points. So that is the video there. I've somehow stretched it to 11 and a bit minutes there, just sort of going through the thoughts there about the 2 games that we have this weekend. It does suck that it's only 2 games and that we have no footy on the Saturday, which will mean that most people in sort of Sydney and everywhere else tune into NRL. I feel like, as that was on also last night on the Thursday night, and that's what some people tuned into. So it does suck that the opening round has been a little bit stuffed up with the Cyclone, but it is, you have to do what they did in the end. I personally am in favour of the round 1 as a whole, but having the 4 northern teams have home games, and potentially one of them, like a rotating around of one of them kick-starting the season, as I think that's where you can really get that north, tap into the northern market and also help out the scheduling of it all, because the buys everywhere just causes a disjointed season. But anyway, if you did enjoy that video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload. And if you are listening on Spotify, give me a follow and a rating over there, and I'll see you guys on, it'll probably be, I'll try and record it on the Saturday night, the Swans versus Hawthorn game review, but we'll see how that goes in terms of that. But anyway, I'll see you guys then. Bye guys.